Good morning. It's Saturday morning here in Aotearoa, and I thought I would do a little chat, given that it's coming up to a bit of a stressful time during the year. And while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna get my all my moisturizer on because I've got a client coming in about an hour. So yeah, I did a little reel the other day on Instagram and mentioned that I had a pretty stressful night, which meant sleeplessness and anxiety for me, which is so unusual. But I've got a bit of change in my life at the moment, and I haven't been using my tools. So all the things that I know help with my mindset, I haven't been using. So I've got to take full responsibility. And I did this reel about, being really clear about what's in our control and what's not in our control, and, recognizing that there are certain things that we can do, and there's other things that we just have to relinquish control, surrender, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just going to talk you through the tools that did help me. Like I said, I struggled to go to sleep, and I had tightness in my chest. I wasn't breathing properly. That's always my first sign of anxiety, short of the running mind. Like I had a running mind of a whole lot of negative thoughts and a whole lot of judgment, and it was just fear, really, which is what happens. And then with the tightness in my chest, I apologies for my cough, I implemented the 478 breathing technique, which is my go-to. So if you don't know what that is, it is an amazing tool to immediately switch you into a parasympathetic nervous system state. So when you're stressed like that, like I was, or worse than that, you've got an event happening and you're feeling a whole lot of fear, like going in and talking to work people or having a confronting conversation. You might feel your heart start to race, you might feel your skin get flushed, you might feel your body restrict, and that's your nervous system kicking in as a survival mechanism. It's not a bad thing, but often in this modern age we have situations that evoke that fear and that response more so than what we would want it to occur, because it's kind of like a vehicle. It's the parasympathetic is like the brake, and the sympathetic, which is your stress response, your fight, flight or freeze response, is like the gas. So you don't want the gas on constantly, you want the brake on, balancing that occasionally. Anyways, if you want to shift yourself into that peaceful rest digest state, and you know that you're in the stressful state, do the 478 breathing technique. Now, that's not the technique, but that feels amazing. This is all my routine in the morning or at night as well. So I really don't know how to pronounce that, but it's from my home state of Adelaide, or South Australia. So, and I get it here from a lovely provider. So the first thing to do with the 478 breathing technique is obviously just recognize that you're in that sympathetic nervous system state. You can feel your body, and you don't have to, but you could thank your body for those messages, because that's what it's there for. It's meant for us to take notice of. And then what you do is put your tongue at the top of your mouth and take a nice deep breath through your nose for 4 seconds. So I'm just going to talk you through it, and then I'm going to do it. So you take a nice deep breath through your nose for 4 seconds, and then you hold it for 7. Okay, so when you're holding it, it doesn't have to be for 7, but ideally longer than what you breathed in. And then you breathe out through your mouth slowly and like a measured way for 8 seconds. So it's a longer breath out, and that's the critical point, that it's going to be longer and more pronounced. Now, some people won't want to do it as a whoosh, but as long as you keep going, and then you keep that cycle going, you do about 4 repetitions of that, and you'll notice immediately that your body just relaxes. Now, that particular night I had to do that multiple times. Okay, I'm going to take you through that right now, because that is my go-to. All right, so here we go. Tongue to the top of your mouth, breathing in through the nose for 4, holding, out. For 8, breathing in, holding, out. Breathing in, holding, out through your mouth. Don't mind me. I've had this cough for nearly 3 weeks. I've got a feeling I probably should have gone to the doctor. It's not COVID. But yeah, that is essentially the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Now, 4 cycles of that is recommended. I took you through 3 then. So do that whenever you're feeling stressed, whenever you have to go into your workplace and to a presentation, whenever you've got thoughts running through your head and you're struggling to go to sleep, give that a go. Like I said, you might need to implement it multiple times. The other thing is a switch technique. Now, this is an NLP technique that I use, and it works, but sometimes, depending on how deep down the rabbit hole you are, you might need to do it multiple times. So with the switch technique, it's really about noticing the thought that's coming. So you have a thought, you have a feeling, you have a reaction. So the thought might be quite unconscious, so it's bringing awareness to that, bringing the unconscious into the conscious realm, and then understanding that you could say something that just chills that out a bit. It doesn't have to be out there crazy. It could just be what I use. Everything's going to be okay. And breathing that through instead. And letting your body notice the change in your physiology. Drop your shoulders, drop your jaw. Mindful breath right to the belly. Everything's going to be okay. Okay, just bringing that state in. Now, you've got to repeat this. Repetition is key. What you're doing is creating a new neural pathway. If you do it on repeat, your body will prefer that pathway over the intense, negative, stressed thoughts that you're having. Like I said, it doesn't mean that they go away. It just means that you can switch to a better state much quicker, and your body starts preferring that, and all of a sudden it turns down the volume of the negative feeling, so it doesn't hang around for as long. So that's that one. And I've got little videos of both of these, so I go into a little bit more detail. The other one is bringing in a positive state, and so you can anchor that in, and I talk my clients through a lot of this every time they come. It's a little tool that I can give them. So you might want to bring yourself into a vision, into a feeling state of when you felt powerful, when you felt in control, when you felt all life was cruising, that everything was all right, anything that happening around you wasn't really interrupting your day-to-day existence. Okay, so closing your eyes down, envisioning that, getting the feelings in the body, like in all senses. Imagine being there, standing like you were standing, or sitting like you were sitting, whatever it might be, talking like you were talking really confidently, shoulders back, head up, feeling proud, whatever it might be. Evoke that feeling like you're there and jump into that experience. Literally just jump in like you're in a time machine, and you could just get into that experience and that feeling and that memory and wake your cells up. And when you've got that feeling in your body, put an anchor on like this. This is what I use, anchor. And have some power words that you say to yourself. For me, it's I'm calm and in control. And once you do that, you can open your eyes and start again, but this time amplify the feelings. It's like you've got a little volume dial that you can just turn up, really crank those feelings in, because you're waking your cells up. You've got this in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Let's wake it up and link it to this anchor and the words that you say to yourself. When you implement that anchor, do it 3 or 4 times, so 6, really quickly. So bring it in, put the anchor on, say those words to yourself. I'm calm and in control. And you're out. Do it again. Put the anchor on, say those words to yourself. I'm calm and in control. And every time, just ramp it up. All right, so 4 times, and then practice every hour for that day, and then do it every day. Like, make it your thing, all right, to remind yourselves that you can be calm and in control, that you have been. So that's another one. And then we've got, there's so many. You could do like a conflict resolution or conflict deconstruction process, which I take people through. This is something that I've learned recently through the natural success process. Now, I think I've got a video of that too. And this is really where you get some conscious awareness of what is going on for you and what beliefs are underneath these thoughts and feelings that you might be having. So instead of focusing your attention on the situation outward, it's actually coming inward and going, what is going on for me? Which is really important, because often we are so unconscious to it. And when you're unconscious, you just react and you're just in autopilot, okay? And that's not really helpful when you're trying to live a life that is intentional and awake and, driven by yourself, not driven by other things that are keeping you stuck. So I'm not going to talk too much about that because I've gone over 11 minutes and my client's going to be here soon. But, I've nearly finished my perfume. I've got to get some more for Christmas. I use Pretty by Elizabeth Arden. Not Arden, Elizabeth. Oh my goodness. That's my, that's the Prime Minister's name. So, you could do a conflict deconstruction. If you're in my membership group, the Kaleidoscope Effect, I'm actually going to take people through that tomorrow in the December session. So, if you've got a conflict or if you've got something that's bothering you, there's a really awesome way of unpacking it, getting the insights you need, and just letting it go consciously. And intentionally. So if you're interested in that, I will do a little separate video for people that are not in my group. But if you've done hypnotherapy with me, you can join the group for a small fee, and you can catch up with the recordings of what I've been delivering, and you get an opportunity to connect every month just for a bit of support and chats and community and all of that good stuff. So anyways, I'm going to put some lippy on and have another coffee and tidy up my lounge because my boy's been here. And I will catch you soon. But if I don't get a chance to connect with you, if you've been watching this, thank you. If I don't get a chance before Christmas, have an awesome Christmas. And if you're feeling stressed, don't forget, honour your boundaries, recognise what's going on in yourself. Don't shame yourself. This time of year can be really stressful, and implement those tools, the 4-7-8 breathing technique, the switch technique, the conflict deconstruction, and what else did I say? The anchor. Alrighty, I'll catch you later. Have a great day.